Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2,000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Danish ebook before it's gone. When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, You can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Louise. Har du interesse for politik, er Danmarks tætteste svar på en nationaldag garanteret noget for dig, nemlig Grundlovsdag. Siden den første grundlov blev indført, har man fået ny grundlov 2 gange. Alle 3 dateres 5. juni, hvilket med god grund så stadig er datoen for Grundlovsdag i dag. I denne lektion kommer du til at lære, hvordan danskere fejrer Grundlovsdag. Ved du, hvilket år den første danske grundlov blev indført 5. juni? Vi viser dig svaret i slutningen af denne video. Grundlovsdag fejres hovedsageligt med politiske taler ved grundlovsarrangementer rundt omkring i landet. De forskellige partiledere og andre ledende politikere har dermed mulighed for at aflevere deres budskaber og diskutere aktuelle politiske problemstillinger yderligere denne dag. På grund af årstiden afholdes grundlovsarrangementerne ofte udenfor på store græsarealer, så der er plads til både en talerstol og tilskuere, som møder op for at høre talerne. Disse omtales ofte som grundlovs- eller friluftsmøder. Da Grundlovsdag både er en national mærkedag og ses som en fejring af demokratiet, udvikler mange grundlovsarrangementer sig også til grundlovsfester efter talerne. I gamle dage blev der endda afholdt bal, så ikke kun de politisk interesserede kunne deltage, men derimod alle. I dag er det efterfølgende bal blevet indskrænket til øl, vand, kaffe og kage og andre snacks, men folkefeststemningen kan stadig tydeligt mærkes. Selvom Grundlovsdag ikke længere er en lovbestemt halv fridag, er der stadig en del arbejdspladser, som alligevel vælger at holde lukket og give deres ansatte den halve fridag. Man skulle måske tro, at det var for at gøre det muligt for interesserede medarbejdere at deltage i grundlovsmøderne rundt omkring, men det er langt fra alle, som er lige engageret i den politiske dagsorden. Så i stedet nyder de bare at få tidligt fri, så de kan nå at komme ud i sommervejret og mærke lidt til følelsen af fællesskab. I nogle få by- eller ø-samfund pynter man biler, cykler og andre køretøjer med dannebrogsflag i anledning af Grundlovsdag. Men det er mere undtagelsen end reglen at fejre dagen på denne måde. Og nu giver jeg dig svaret på den tidligere quiz. Ved du, hvilket år den første danske grundlov blev indført 5. juni? Den første danske grundlov blev indført i 1849. Derefter blev en ny grundlov indført i 1915, og så igen i 1953. Ved grundloven i 1915 fik kvinder valgret, og grundloven, som blev indført i 1953, er den gældende grundlov i dag. Hvordan var denne lektion? Lærte du noget interessant? Hvis tale vil du helst høre Grundlovsdag? Skriv en kommentar til os på danishclass101.com, så ses vi i næste lektion. Hej hej! Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Louise. Fars dag overses nemt på grund af Grundlovsdag, fordi begge falder den 5. juni hvert år. Dagen minder på mange måder om mors dag, men den væsentlige forskel er, at de fleste fædre nok tager det knap så tungt, hvis ikke familien har husket, hvilken dag det er. De har ofte selv glemt det. I denne lektion kommer du til at lære, hvordan danskere fejrer fars dag. Ved du, hvorfor Fars Dag ikke bliver fejret den anden søndag i november som i de andre nordiske lande? Vi viser dig svaret i slutningen af denne video. Selvfølgelig kan man også finde forventningsfulde fædre rundt omkring i landet på Fars Dag, og endnu flere børn med dårlig samvittighed over at have glemt det, især voksne børn. Men de, som ikke har glemt dagen, køber som regel gaver i form af øl, vin eller stærkere drikkevarer, chokolade, en god middag eller en oplevelsespakke. Nogle vælger også at købe, hvad man måske vil betragte som typiske ting, som fædre altid kan bruge. F.eks. værktøj, underbukser eller udstyr til grillen. Traditioner for Fars Dag varierer fra familie til familie. Har man f.eks. mindre børn, kan man som far næsten med sikkerhed forvente at få en hjemmelavet gave. Men noget andet, som normalt også hører med til gaven, er et hjemmelavet kort. I kortet står der venlige ord og kærlige hilsner, som måske betyder mere for en far, end blomster gør på mors dag. I nogle familier kan det være tradition at servere morgenmad på sengen, eller bare gøre lidt ekstra ud af morgenmaden. Andre vælger måske at vente til om eftermiddagen og overraske med kage, hvorpå der for eksempel står skrevet far med glasur. Selvfølgelig er der også nogen, som venter med at fejre Fars Dag til om aftenen, hvor hele familien spiser ude eller laver manden i husets livret derhjemme. Nogle fædre kan måske også bare lide at få lov til at være i fred. Man mener, at Fars Dag står i skyggen af Mors Dag, fordi faderrollen ikke har haft lige så stort behov for at blive fejret og få ekstra opmærksomhed som husmoderen igennem tiden. Og nu giver jeg dig svaret på den tidligere quiz. Ved du, hvorfor Fars Dag ikke bliver fejret som anden søndag i november, som i de andre nordiske lande? Fordi komiteen af nordiske købmænd, som hellere vil have, at Fars Dag skulle være i efteråret, glemte at få kommunikeret flytningen af datoen ordentligt ud, så Danmark holdt fast i den 5. juni. Hvordan var denne lektion? Lærte du noget interessant? Plejer du at glemme Fars Dag? Skriv en kommentar til os på danishclass101.com, så ses vi i næste lektion. Hej hej! Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Louise. Er du til bålfest og fællessang, vil du næsten med sikkerhed kunne lide Sankt Hans aften. Den 23. juni holdes der midsommerfester overalt i Danmark, hvor man fejrer årets længste dag. Oprindeligt var der mange hedenske skikke og ritualer forbundet med Sankt Hans aften, men kristendommen fik for mange år siden lavet højtiden om til en fejring af Johannes Døberen. I denne lektion kommer du til at lære, hvordan danskere fejrer Sankt Hans aften. Ved du, hvilken overtro der også er tilknyttet Sankt Hans aften? Vi viser dig svaret i slutningen af denne video. Hovedbegivenheden Sankt Hans aften er antændelse af bålet, hvor der normalt er placeret en heks på toppen. Traditionen har ikke noget at gøre med hekseafbrændinger, som man måske kender fra Danmarks historie, men stammer faktisk fra Tyskland. Her mente man, at hekse fløj til Bloksbjerg i løbet af aftenen og natten, men for danskere var meningen med bålet bare at skræmme hekse og onde ånder væk. Dog siger de fleste stadig i dag, at heksen på bålet bliver sendt til Bloksbjerg. Udover dans, drikke og sang, som også hører til nutidens Sankt Hans aften, var aftenen ifølge hedenskab fyldt med både gode og onde magiske naturkræfter. Man plukkede især hellige urter og gik til hellige kilder og træer for at få noget af deres helbredende kraft. Nogle hang også blomsterkranser op i træerne, så magien kunne fanges. I dag bærer nogle, især piger, blomsterkranse på hovedet. Men denne tradition er knap så udbredt i Danmark, som den er i Sverige. Uanset om man fejrer Sankt Hans aften ved et offentligt eller privat arrangement, er det almindeligt, at en person fra lokalområdet holder en tale, før bålet antændes. Efter antændelsen er der fællessang, hvor man synger midsommervisen. Sangen er oprindeligt af Holger Drachmann, men mange vælger ofte at synge den med den danske band Shubiduas melodi fra 1980 i stedet for, da der er mere rytme i. Selvfølgelig er der stadig mange, som holder sig til den knap så poppede originale udgave. Bål går tit hånd i hånd med snobrød, og Sankt Hans-bålet er ingen undtagelse. Derfor står mange, især børn, parat med pinde med omviklet dej, så de kan bage deres snobrød ved bålet. Og nu giver jeg dig svaret på den tidligere quiz. Ved du, hvilken overtro der også er tilknyttet Sankt Hans aften? Det er vejrvarsler. Så hvis det regner Sankt Hans aften, regner det 6 uger derefter. Og jo mere det regner Sankt Hans aften, des mindre vokser hasselnødderne. Det er nok de færreste, som tror på vejrvarslerne i dag. Men sommerregn vil ikke overraske nogen. Hvordan var denne lektion? Lærte du noget interessant? Hvilken udgave af midsommervisen vil du helst synge Sankt Hans aften? Skriv en kommentar til os på danishclass101.com, så ses vi i næste lektion. Hej hej! Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Louise. Som i mange andre lande er det også Arbejdernes Internationale Kampdag den 1. maj i Danmark. Denne fest og kampdag for arbejderbevægelsen byder på både musik, demonstrationer og skåltaler i landets byer, men siden 1980'erne er arrangementerne dog blevet mindre. I denne lektion kommer du til at lære, hvordan danskere fejrer Arbejdernes Internationale Kampdag. Ved du, hvad man blandt andet plejer at bruge på Arbejdernes Internationale Kampdag til at protestere mod regeringen? Vi viser dig svaret i slutningen af denne video. Traditionstro foregår der demonstrationer og optog gennem byerne 1. maj, hvor deltagerne kæmper for det ene og imod noget andet. Oprindeligt var kampdagen afgrænset til Socialdemokraterne og kommunisterne, men siden det blev populært i 70'erne for unge at være venstreorienteret, er mange, som deltager i dagens begivenheder i dag, ikke nødvendigvis forbundet til fagbevægelsen. Demonstranternes flag, banner og faner er røde, fordi det blandt andet er Socialdemokraternes farve. De traditionsrige, faglige og politiske taler foregår som regel i parker eller på torve, men det, der altid er mest interessant, er at vide, hvor statsministeren holder sin tale 1. maj. Talerne handler selvfølgelig hovedsageligt om beskæftigelse og vilkår, som berører både dem, som er i arbejde og de arbejdsløse. Engang var det kun repræsentanter for fagbevægelsen og politikere fra Rød Blok, der holdte taler 1. maj, men i dag er Blå Bloks politikere også med. Dermed kan dagens taler nemt indeholde kritik mellem de modstående partier. Imellem talerne er der ofte musikalske indslag, så feststemningen kan vedligeholdes. Dette giver både børn og andre deltagere, som er mindre interesserede i talerne, mulighed for at få en god oplevelse på kampdagen. Nogle steder er der også sat telte eller boder op, hvor man blandt andet kan høre om diverse fag og deres organisation og mærkesager. Man kan også besøge madboder eller hygge sig med sine børn i familieområder. Et af de største arrangementer finder sted i Fælledparken i København. Politikernes taler risikerer let at blive modtaget med utilfredshed, hvis befolkningen generelt mener, at regeringen har taget dårlige beslutninger. Derfor sker det, at nogle politikere bevidst undgår bestemte steder, hvor der normalt møder mange deltagere op. Og nu giver jeg dig svaret på den tidligere quiz. Ved du, hvad man blandt andet plejer at bruge på Arbejdernes Internationale Kampdag til at protestere mod regeringen? Man plejer at bruge fløjter, så lyden overdøver talerne. Det er især brugt af aktivistgrupper, som ofte står bag fløjteaktioner eller fløjtechikaner 1. maj. Pointen er at fløjte statsministeren af talerstolen. Hvordan var denne lektion? Lærte du noget interessant? Demonstrerer du på Arbejdernes Internationale Kampdag? Skriv en kommentar til os på danishclass101.com, så ses vi i næste lektion. Hej hej! Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Louise. I Danmark er den amerikanske Halloween efterhånden blevet en fast tradition, men man ser dog ikke lige så mange udklædte den 31. oktober som i USA. Til gengæld bliver der skåret flere og flere græskar i ugerne op til Halloween, og blandt andet forlystelsesparker gør i dag meget ud af deres Halloween-arrangementer. I denne lektion kommer du til at lære, hvordan danskere fejrer Halloween. Ved du, hvornår interessen for Halloween for alvor begyndte at vokse i Danmark? Vi viser dig svaret i slutningen af denne video. På en måde er Halloween en ekstra fastelavn, bare i det uhyggeliges tegn. Siden årtusindskiftet har legetøjsbutikker solgt Halloween-udstyr, så børn kan være klædt ud til Halloween-arrangementer i skoler og fritidshjem. Nogle har også indført trick-or-treat-traditionen, men det er langt de færreste. På nogle arbejdspladser kan der også afholdes Halloween-fest, hvor både maden og pynten er uhyggelig. Derudover holder mange unge privatfester med Halloween-tema eller tager til Halloween-fest på en natklub. Importeringen af Halloween har ikke kun været god for græskarproducenter, men også for et ellers noget begivenhedsløst efterår. Udskæring af græskar er blevet en hyggelig efterårstradition for folk i alle aldre. Selvom det udskårne mønster oftest er uhyggeligt, spreder græskarlygterne skær hygge både indenfor og udenfor. Med tiden er folk blevet mere og mere kreative med deres udskæringsmønstre, og der er gode muligheder for at deltage i konkurrencer om uhyggeligste, sjoveste og flotteste udskæring rundt omkring i landet. Forlystelsesparker som blandt andet Tivoli og Legoland har i nogle år brugt Halloween til at tiltrække flere gæster i efterårsferien med uhyggelige udsmykning af parken og Halloween-arrangementer. Derudover er endnu en amerikansk Halloween-tradition så småt ved at få fodfæste, nemlig et haunted house. Udover spøgelseshusene i forlystelsesparker findes der indtil videre kun et større spøgelseshus med udklædte skuespillere i Danmark. Succesen tyder dog på, at det bare er et spørgsmål om tid, før der kommer flere. Foretrækker man at få sit Halloween-gys derhjemme, holder især mange unge filmmarathon med gysere. Kan man ikke blive enige om nattens filmprogram, kan man altid prøve at zappe mellem tv-kanalerne. Og nu giver jeg dig svaret på den tidligere quiz. Ved du, hvornår interessen for Halloween for alvor begyndte at vokse i Danmark? Det gjorde den i 1998, hvor avisen i tabloidformat Ekstrabladet indførte årlige Halloween-arrangementer i København, hvor man blandt andet kunne vinde præmier for bedste udklædning og deltage i maratoner med gyserfilm. Hvordan var denne lektion? Lærte du noget interessant? Hvad skal du klædes ud som næste Halloween? Skriv en kommentar til os på danishclass101.com, så ses vi i næste lektion. Hej hej! Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Louise. Faktisk er Allehelgensdag en blanding af Allesjælesdag og den oprindelige Allehelgensdag, som altid falder den første søndag i november måned. Derfor kaldes dagen også passende for Allehelgens søndag, som mange tilbringer en del af i kirken. I denne lektion kommer du til at lære, hvad danskere laver Allehelgensdag. Ved du, hvorfor Allehelgensdag og Allesjælesdag er blevet blandet sammen og samlet i én søndag? Vi viser dig svaret i slutningen af denne video. Allehelgen består af Allehelgens aften, Allesjælesdag og Allehelgensdag. Men i dag fejres Allehelgens aften i form af Halloween. De 2 andre dage, som danner Allehelgens søndag, mindes man først og fremmest dem, man har mistet for nyligt. Dette foregår enten i kirken eller derhjemme. I kirken bliver der holdt en særlig gudstjeneste, og i mindre byer er det normalt at læse navnene op på dem, der er gået bort i årets løb. Derudover tænder man nogle gange lys for dem. I middelalderen mindedes man de helgener, som ikke havde deres egen dag. Ifølge den katolske kirke skulle de fejres, fordi de var med til at bære den kristne tro videre. Men i dagens protestantiske Danmark gælder de katolske helgener ikke længere, så i stedet er Allehelgens søndag også en dag til minde om alle kristne før os. Ikke kun de mere fremhævede forbilleder, som stadig huskes fra dengang kirken var katolsk. Er det ikke muligt at tænde et lys for de afdøde inde i kirken, er det tradition at sætte lys efter kirketid på gravene i stedet for. Antændingen af lys er et symbol på håb, fordi man sætter lys i mørket. Ikke kun bogstaveligt talt i efterårets mørke, men også i de sørgendes mørke. Det er også en måde at føle vished om, at de døde er et bedre sted. Temaet i gudstjenestens tekster Allehelgens søndag er måske paradoksalt nok lovprisning. Og selvom det kan være svært at finde glæde i dyb sorg, kan man finde trøst i hinanden, når man samles. Og nu giver jeg dig svaret på den tidligere quiz. Ved du, hvorfor Allehelgensdag og Allesjælesdag er blevet blandet sammen og samlet i én søndag? Fordi kong Christian den 7. livslæge og rådgiver Struensees helligdagsreform fjernede nogle officielle helligdage fra den danske kalender. Oprindeligt var Allehelgensdag den 1. november og Allesjælesdag den 2. november. Hvordan var denne lektion? Lærte du noget interessant? Synes du også, det er en god idé at mindes ved at tænde lys i mørket? Skriv en kommentar til os på danishclass101.com, så ses vi i næste lektion. Hej hej!
Want to transform your driving time into language learning time? How much time do you spend in your car every day? 30 minutes? More than an hour? Why not put this huge amount of time to good use? Instead of just listening to the radio during your daily commute, you could be learning a new language instead. Here are 3 easy methods for learning a language in your car. You can put them to use right away with the help of our language learning program. First, you can listen to fun audio lessons by real teachers. Listening to lessons while in the car allows you to focus on the road as you listen and learn. In every one of our 3 to 15-minute lessons, our teachers teach you conversations, new phrases, and cultural points. Audio is the only learning medium that lets you learn and drive safely at the same time, so take advantage of all our audio lessons available. Second, you can set your lessons on autoplay and go hands-free. Our autoplay feature lets you keep your hands on the wheel without even reaching for your device. Just set your lessons to autoplay one by one with our Innovative Language 101 app, and never have to interrupt your focus on driving to switch to a new lesson. Third, you can repeat out loud and speak from your very first lesson. You want to speak a new language too, right? Well, you'll start learning conversations minutes into your lessons. All you have to do is listen and repeat out loud. Our teachers take you step by step through all of the words, phrases, translations, and grammar points. You're even prompted to speak out loud and repeat. The result? You understand it all and can speak your new language. Turn your commute into language learning time and have fun at the same time. Learning doesn't have to be a big commitment, like signing up for a college class. It can be fun and easy. In fact, it's as easy as pressing play. Our language learning programs will do the work for you. And with the exposure you get while driving on your daily commute, you'll be speaking and understanding real-life language quickly. The best part? You can finally learn without even changing your schedule. So if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Danish. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hyggeligt at møde dig. Hi, I'm Louise. Nice to meet you. In this series, you're going to learn basic Danish expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you learn how to introduce yourself in Danish. There are only 2 sentences you need. Let's see how Danish people introduce themselves. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hyggeligt at møde dig. Hi, I'm Louise. Nice to meet you. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hyggeligt at møde dig. Start by saying, hej, jeg hedder. Then say your name. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Finally say, hyggeligt at møde dig. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hyggeligt at møde dig. And now let's see the same sentence in a different format. Goddag, jeg hedder Louise. Rart at møde dig. Hello, my name is Louise. Nice to meet you. Goddag, jeg hedder Louise. Rart at møde dig. So what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at these together. Hi has been substituted with an alternative greeting, goddag, Danish for hello or good day. In a formal setting, you would say your full name, but it is better just to use your first name when you're being introduced to new friends. The hyggeligt at møde dig has been changed to rart. When you meet someone in a formal context, for instance at work, rart at møde dig would be the most appropriate greeting, while hyggeligt at møde dig is for when you're introduced to new friends. One more time. One way to introduce yourself in Danish is, hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hyggeligt at møde dig. An alternative way to introduce yourself is, goddag, jeg hedder Louise. Rart at møde dig. Now it's time for Louise's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Denmark. While rart at møde dig is slightly more formal than hyggeligt at møde dig, you don't need to worry too much about which one you use. If you use one of these sentences, Danish people are definitely going to be impressed. Do you know how we say thank you in Danish? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. Tak, vi ses næste gang. See you then. Hej, Jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned how to introduce yourself in Danish. In this lesson, you learn how to use good manners as you thank people. Er I klar? Are you ready? Lad os begynde. So let's start. There's several ways to thank someone, so let's start with the easiest. It is just one word. Tak. Tak. Tak means thank you. When you say thank you very much, you just need to add mange at the beginning. Mange tak. Mange tak. Mange means many, so mange tak is like saying many thanks. During the last lesson, we didn't really mention anything about formality in speech in Danish. However, there are some subtle differences in how we will be perceived by others. Tak is the more casual way to thank someone, while mange tak expresses more gratitude, so it's slightly more formal or polite. A longer and more formal phrase, which expresses a lot of gratitude, would be tusind tak skal du have. Here we've changed mange to tusind, which means thousand, and added skal du have, which literally means you shall have. Tusind tak skal du have. But how do you answer these expressions of gratitude? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is velbekomme. Velbekomme. Velbekomme literally means you are welcome. The other way to say you are welcome is the expression det var så lidt. Det var så lidt. Literally, this phrase means it was so little and is equivalent to don't mention it, but it's the most common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So when someone says tak to you, you can simply reply with velbekomme or det var så lidt. Now it's time for Louise's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use tak or mange tak, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Tak can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. Do you know what vi ses means? In our next lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Danish. Tak, og vi ses næste gang. Hi, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned how to be grateful to people by saying tak. In this lesson, you learn some of the most common greetings used in Denmark. Er I klar? Are you ready? Så lad os begynde. So let's start. The most used informal greeting is hi. Hi. Hi means hi. You can use it when you meet people and it can be used with anyone. But it isn't the only way to greet someone. We also have goddag. Goddag. It is a more time-specific greeting and is equivalent to hello. Literally, goddag means good day. As a rule of thumb, you can use goddag only during the daytime, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say god aften. God aften. Aften is Danish for evening, so god aften means good evening. Finally, in the mornings we say god morgen. God morgen, which means good morning. Good day, god aften, and god morgen are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we don't say these again. When parting ways for a long time, we usually say ha det godt. Ha det godt. Ha det godt means be well, but a better translation is all the best. Finally, in Danish, we have an expression meaning see you. Vi ses. Vi ses. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Danish. Let's review them all again. When meeting friends or someone we don't know, hej or good day. In the morning, god morgen. In the evening, god aften. When leaving for a long time, ha det godt. When leaving and implying see you soon, vi ses. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Louise's insights. In formal situations, Danish people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. On the other hand, if we meet someone we're very friendly with no matter their gender, it's common to give hugs. Don't be afraid to try it out with your Danish friends. During the next lesson, we learn the meaning of the phrase, taler du engelsk? Do you already know it? I'll tell you all about it in the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. På gensyn! Hi, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned the most common forms of greetings in Danish. Do you remember them? In this lesson, you're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Danish, you will be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the most common way to say it. Taler du engelsk? Taler du engelsk? Danish is a pretty straightforward language. We conjugate verbs based on time, which means we have the past, present, and infinitive. The question, taler du engelsk, translated as, are you speaking English? In Danish present tense, speaking is taler. The second word in the sentence, du, simply means you. And you probably recognize engelsk to be English. Taler du engelsk. To learn how to properly conjugate verbs like taler, please check out our Absolute Beginner series on DanishClass101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. Like English, there are many ways to ask this question. Let's look at another one that is also pretty similar to English. It's literally the equivalent of, can you speak English? Kan du tale engelsk? Kan du tale engelsk? Adding undskyld, excuse me, to the sentence would make it undskyld, kan du tale engelsk? Undskyld, kan du tale engelsk? The responses you will receive could be one of these three. Ja, meaning yes. Ja. Lidt, meaning a little. Lidt. And nej, jeg kan ikke tale engelsk, meaning no, I don't speak English. Nej, jeg kan ikke tale engelsk. Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to say ikke before the verb tale. Notice also that the verb tale is slightly different than taler. Remember, the verb changes depending on the time it's in. We're now talking about the infinitive since it's coupled with kan, which means can. Now it's time for Louise's insights. For those of you who don't just speak English, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Danish people study other European languages at school, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute engelsk with italiensk for Italian, fransk for French, spansk for Spanish, tysk for German. In this lesson, we mentioned the expression undskyld, but did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, you will learn this and other ways to apologize in Danish. I'll see you in the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. På gensyn! Hi, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned the phrase undskyld, kan du tale engelsk? Which means, excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word undskyld, which means excuse me in Danish. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use undskyld and other words when you're apologizing in Danish. The common way to say excuse me is undskyld. Undskyld. You can use undskyld in formal situations, such as when you're ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, undskyld, en kaffe tak. Excuse me, a coffee please. You can also use it when you're asking a question. Undskyld, hvor er Tivoli? Excuse me, where is Tivoli? You can also use undskyld to apologize for an action. Undskyld. Sometimes you'll hear Danes say sorry, which is a loan word from English, and it's often used as a quick apology amongst friends. Sorry. Another common apology is beklager, which means the same thing when you want to excuse yourself for an action. Beklager. Beklager. All of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry, but if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a slightly longer phrase. That phrase is undskyld, det er jeg virkelig ked af, and it means excuse me, I'm really sorry, and it can be used in both formal and informal situations. Undskyld, det er jeg virkelig ked af. First we have the familiar undskyld. Next, we insert the Danish pronoun for that, which is det. Then which means am. This is followed by the pronoun jeg, which means I. Then we have virkelig, which means really. And finally, we have the phrase ked af, meaning sorry about. Undskyld, det er jeg virkelig ked af. Now it's time for Louise's insights. If you accidentally bump into someone in Denmark, you might not get any response. But to be polite, you should either say undskyld or beklager. It is also common to use the exclamation åh before apologizing. Åh, undskyld. Are you able to count in Danish? In the next lesson, you'll learn the numbers in Danish from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. Vi ses næste gang! Hi, jeg hedder Louise. Hey everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned some words to use when you're apologizing in Danish, including undskyld and beklager. In this lesson, you're going to learn numbers in Danish. Yes, numbers. Tal, from 1 to 10. And you're going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 minutter. Are you ready? Let's start. 1, 1. 2, 2. 3, 3. 4, 4. 5, 5. 6, 6. 7, 7. 8, 8. 9, 9. 10, 10. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. What is before 1? Do you know? It's 0. 0. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Danish. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase mit nummer er, which means my number is. Mit nummer er. Mit nummer er 2, 8, 1, 3, 5, 8, 7, 4. Can you read it by yourself? Perfect! Now it's time for Louise's insights. When you're just starting out, it's okay to give your phone number in this way. But in Denmark, you more commonly hear it grouped into sets of 2, like this: 28, 13, 58, 74. but you need one more lesson until you're ready to do that. Do you know the Danish word for 100? Here's a hint. It's very similar to the English word. In the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson, you're going to learn the numbers from 11 to 100 in Danish. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson. Vi ses næste gang! Hi, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I tell you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now let's continue from 11. 11, 11. 12, 12. 13, 13. 14, 14. 15, 15. 16, 16. 17, 17. 18, 18. 19, 19. And finally, we have 20. 20. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These numbers may seem harder to remember, but a lot of them are just a single number you learned from the last lesson with 10 added to the end. The rest you will have to memorize. Let's not stop at 20. Counting to 100 is super easy once you know the system. Now I'll give you the tens. 30, 30. 40, 40. 50, 50. 60, 60. 70, 70. 80, 80. 90, 90. 100, 100. You'll have to memorize most of these numbers as there are no tricks in the book that will make memorizing them easier. 30 and 40 are conjugations of 3 or 4, but memorizing the tens above 40 might take some practice. As for 100, it sounds a lot like the English word 100 and shouldn't be that hard to remember. The last thing to learn in this lesson is how to form compound numbers above 20. This is also super easy. Take the numbers you learned in the previous lesson and simply add og, which means and then the tens. Let's try it out. How would you say 56 in Danish? Let's take it step by step. 6 is 6, add og, and then add 50, 50. 6 og 50. It's done. Isn't it easy? Let's make another number, for instance, 98. Take 8, 8, add og, and then add 90, 90. 8 og 90. Now it's time for Louise's insights. To count higher than 100 should be no problem at all. Just take the 100, 100, and add an og and whatever compound 10 after that. For example, 135, 135, 135. After only 2 lessons, you are now able to count to 100 in Danish. In the next lesson, we are going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the language skills you need to go shopping in Denmark? If not, I'll be waiting for you in the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. Vi ses næste gang. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned how to count in Danish. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy for this lesson. You're going to learn how to go shopping in Denmark. Before we go, you need to know how to say how much is it. Hvor meget koster den? Hvor meget koster den? Okay, are you ready to go shopping in Denmark? Let's go. You see something you like and want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is undskyld. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. Undskyld, hvor meget koster den? Undskyld, hvor meget koster den? Now in Danish, the object that you point at is either den or det. There are no rules for when to use den or det, so you'll have to learn them by heart. But don't worry, Danes will understand you even if you use the wrong one, so just go ahead and try. Undskyld, hvor meget koster den? Undskyld, hvor meget koster det? There's one more pronoun you can use when pointing at a bundle of things you want. The pronoun de. Undskyld, hvor meget koster de? At this point, the shop clerk can answer by saying, den koster, det koster, or de koster. For example, den koster 55 kroner, det koster 55 kroner, or de koster 55 kroner. What number is 55? Yeah, it's 55. So this means it cost 55 kroner. Now it's time for Louise's insights. The pronoun you will use most often is det, because not only is it used to ask prices of some objects, but also services, like if you want to get a haircut. So get used to asking with this. Hvor meget koster det? Hvor meget koster det? At this point, can you count kroner in Danish? We're going to learn how to do this and much more in the next lesson. I'll be waiting for you in a next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. Vi ses næste gang. Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to DanishClass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned the phrase, hvor meget koster det? How much is it? In this lesson, let's see how we could answer this question by counting kroner in Danish. In Denmark, the currency is danske kroner. Please pay attention to this word's pronunciation, kroner. Let's try to say prices in Danish. Start by trying to say 26 kroner and 50 øre. 26 kroner og 50 øre. 26 kroner og 50 øre. 50 øre is the lowest Danish coin value, but you can still see prices like 167 kroner and 98 øre in stores. In Danish, this is 167 kroner og 98 øre. 167 kroner og 98 øre. Let's try another example. 30 kroner and 49 øre. 30 kroner og 49 øre. 30 kroner og 49 øre. This is rarely said out loud by the shop clerk, but will be shown in digits when you're paying with credit card. That takes a lot of effort to say, doesn't it? You can shorten it in two ways. First, you don't need to say og all the time. You also don't have to say øre and kroner. 167, 98. 167, 98. Now it's time for Louise's insights. You will most likely hear this short form from shop clerks. It's easier and quicker to use. Also remember, coins under 50 øre doesn't exist anymore. So when you're paying with cash, you round up or down to the closest 50 øre. You should ask your friends in Denmark if they want to go shopping with you to practice these phrases. But first you have to check if they have other plans or not. Do you know how to ask that in Danish? If not, I'll see you in the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. På gensyn! Hej, jeg hedder Louise. Hi everybody, I'm Louise. Welcome to danishclass101.com's Dansk på 3 minutter, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Danish. In the last lesson, you learned how to count kroner. Did you practice at home? In this lesson, you're going to learn other useful tips to talk about your schedule. For example, if a friend asks you, "What are you doing this weekend?" Let's start. To ask someone you already know or a friend, you say, "Hvad skal du i weekenden?" Hvad skal du i weekenden? Let's break it down. Hvad is what, skal is going to do, du means you, and i weekenden is literally in this weekend. It's a fairly easy sentence to remember and would be translated as, "What are you doing this weekend?" What if you're not asking about this weekend? Asking about a different time period is as easy as replacing i weekenden. Tomorrow is i morgen, so you can also say, "Hvad skal du i morgen?" What are you doing tomorrow? Or you could also put in a weekday like mandag, Monday, or søndag, which is Sunday. Watch out here though, because the preposition would change to på, making the sentence, "Hvad skal du på mandag? Hvad skal du på søndag?" So now, if someone asks you, "Hvad skal du i morgen?" or "What are you doing tomorrow?" how can you answer? Here's an example. Jeg skal arbejde. I'm going to work. Breaking it down, jeg skal means I'm going to, and arbejde means work, as in the verb to work. Feel free to replace work with any other activity. Now it's time for Louise's insights. In some situations, the question, hvad skal du, can also mean more generally, what are you going to do, or what are you planning? It's common to ask this when you're wondering what someone is about to do or where they're going. In this lesson, you learned how to talk about your schedule. Next time, you're going to learn how to use the verb to be, at være. We'll also talk about how to tell people your nationality. I'll be waiting for you in the next Dansk på 3 minutter lesson. Vi ses!
Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Danish ebook before it's gone.